What's up, everybody? Cedric and CJ here, CR Wrestling Commentary. We'll be reviewing WrestleMania in Las Vegas, Nevada. So, this is night two. Night two. Dos. So, you're the note taker, you know.
Well, the first match on night two was champion Io Sky, who came out first, which shouldn't have happened.
Champion should never come out first. And like I said it. I said she came out first. If it's gonna mimic like night one, then she should win. That's where I was.
I hadn't made a determination yet. I know I thought should happen. I thought she shouldn't win, but but versus Bianca Belair, who looked awesome, and versus Rhea Ripley, who also looked awesome. As they're coming out and doing their thing, showing out their outfits and getting all hyped up, and Wade claims that Rhea blames Bianca for losing the belt, but he's wrong. Rhea already came out and said, "You know what? I lost the belt because I got distracted. That's my bad. But now I got to get it back."
Yep.
You need to catch up.
Seriously, you need to catch up.
You're gonna be doing commentary. You got to catch up. Let's see. I mean, the match was good overall. Only problems I had with it is that every time Io goes to the top rope, she don't climb, she jump. And then when she jumps up there, she's kneeling. And then she's got to pause and look around.
It takes forever.
It takes forever. And then they got to, either keep something that they hurt or stand and wait on her. But to me, she wasn't in the match a whole lot. Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah, they kept getting rid of her.
Yeah, they kept her and her flying and her slow purchase on the turnbuckles to a minimum.
And what you're seeing in this match is not just this is the blow-off match for this triangle, okay? You're seeing the blow-off match for that. But you're seeing the beginning. We haven't watched Raw, all right? And it's Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, 12:36 a.m. But to me, my assumptions are, this is the start of Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley feud. That's what I'm thinking. That's going to end up with whoever wins that going against Io and then getting the belt from her, because I am not digging Io as champion. I don't like a lot of things that she do. As much as I naturally want to give her an easy pass on everything, I can't unsee what I see. So.
Why you want to naturally do that?
Do I gotta say it?
No. Keep going.
Everything that make me want to see her, she does like one or two things that make me say, I this can't sustain, and it's annoying. But if they had some weirdness go on, and they shouldn't do this, what I'm about to say, but if they had a junior women's division, then I could see her as that. But when you in there, when you're surrounded by women of stature, you just gotta, if you're not on that level, if you can't make up for your lack of size and power with technical ability, and other stuff, and agility, countering, you're not doing well. And she don't do well. She keeps trying to match up equal to equal. It's not sustainable.
She's cute. That's what she got going for.
That's one of the reasons. She's cute. But then she kills that cuteness with certain things that she do, and it's aggravating. Like Short Skirt McDuffie was later. I'm glad the situation ended up with that, but yeah, we keep going. You got more for this?
There's a point where Bianca bulldozes Io like out her shoes. It was a wonderful spear, and Bianca screaming at protest that because Bria broke up the pin.
I'm kind of like, but shouldn't she?
Yeah, but if you're trying to win, you want her to keep her ass elsewhere. Io wins with a moonsault onto both.
Yeah.
And she pinned Bianca.
Yep.
It was a good match.
It was fine.
It was a good match. Like I said, they kept Io out of it most of the time, and all anybody, I'm not gonna say that. All I wanted to see was Bianca. I would love to see Bianca and Rhea go in an actual match without no other BS going on.
It was 2 powerhouses and then some champion.
Yeah. And that's all this whole thing has ever been.
Yeah, Io Sky has been, how can I say, presented to be minuscule. So, yeah, since she can't cut a rapid fire, promo, they just did, analytic. Now, what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? She was just animated.
Oh, yeah.
She emoted a lot.
Yeah. Lots of finger pointing.
And yeah.
Hand gestures.
God. Yeah. So, what's the next one?
Drew versus Priest. So, Drew comes out and he's got I'm going to battle with swords, 3, 4, 5,000 years ago. He comes up and put his foot up on this rock formation with a helmet and a shield.
Like a malformed golem.
It was weird. The material, it looked like it was, straight out of Party City.
He looked down at it like this was the first time he saw it. And he was trying to make up his mind about it. That's how it looked.
And he had to put his foot on it to try and look impressive while they did his pyro. He had a slow entrance, and then he gets in and gets up on one of the turnbuckles and does his chest pumping thing, and then the flames come out. I'm like, man, them flames coming out, they got to be sure which post the flames are coming out.
They were very careful. They was okay. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Activate 2, 3. Which one is 4? That's exactly how that went. It was boom, boom.
Yeah.
Go back and watch it. You want a little cheesy chortle or something? You can see the hesitation on. I hope I don't burn his face off.
Yeah,
you can see,
or burn the rest of him off.
Yep, it's like we couldn't go with this match. Drew McIntyre got burnt up. So
yes, got to be careful. Damian Priest comes out and it starts out with a live guitarist. It was like it was a bass electric guitar. It was had a very low register, and he was shredding this thing, and it wasn't appealing to me until he actually started playing Priest music.
I was like, this could have been the beginning of Sting's music from AEW.
Yeah. And then he finally started, playing Priest music. Priest comes out. He's got the long, dark, gear like he normally does. He seems very excited about the dude being there. Gets to the ring, takes off his stuff. They're in the ring, and it's a street fight. It's none of the markings of a street fight, but it's a street fight.
Yeah.
They use a lot of tables. They use a lot of chairs. He landed the Claymore on Priest, and it's a big boot, man. So he should have been dead.
Yep.
It should have been one, but it wasn't. Drew took a whole lot of chair shots to the back, and I don't know what this says. Oh, yes, I do. Priest got DDT on the steel stairs.
You want me to turn the light on?
No, it's just I wrote DDT, DDTED. Don't look like a word.
Is this on the laptop or you wrote it?
It's on the laptop.
Oh, okay.
DDTED. I was like, what kind of word is that? I had to put
DDT.
So,
DDT.
Let's see. Damon does old school in the middle of it. Drew pushes him off the ropes and into some tables he set up about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, it took a while to use them tables.
And he gets back in the ring, and eventually he pushes Priest up against a chair that Priest set up 10 minutes ago. He claymores his head into the chair, and he gets the win. And he's very happy. He feels vindicated because, the Priest was the cause of all his ails. He's still beltless. But there you go.
I'm going to say this, y'all, real quick. In a street fight, do you know one of the most important things in a street fight?
The street.
No.
Oh, okay.
The ring. The ring. Most important thing. Because you're in the ring, it's supposed to be a street fight. In a street fight, you do what you would do out on the street. You throw hands, you throw knees, you know, but you've got a ring, so that becomes your weapon. And when you need a reprieve because I can't get this person off me, you bail out. You're on the floor. It's a escape. You might have to fight some more. Get them off me. You roll back into the ring and do what? Get to the other side. It's a reprieve. That ring needs to be used, and it wasn't. It wasn't used. It was just a very G-rated ECW hardcore match.
It was a no DQ match. That's all. That's all. There was no street fight. There was no real fight. It was a no DQ match.
They ain't got to come out in the jeans and wrap fists and stuff. Although the wrap fist would have really helped. You know, wearing, you know, shoes you'd fight in would have helped. But it was just a wrestling match. So that's really all it was. A wrestling match with a little furniture.
Yeah. So,
you know, honestly, I'd give that match 2 stars.
Drew won.
They did great, but it had storyline, good storyline building up to it, but the payoff, the match didn't match. Yeah.
It didn't match the build up. The build up was good.
It was amazing. And then this. So we can go to the next one.
The next match was Penta versus Braun Breaker versus Dominic versus Finn Balor for the IC belt. So this is already weird because, you know, Finn Balor and Dominic on the same side, but we predicted that you want to give our prediction?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, we predicted that Dom was going to turn on Finn. And he kind of deserves it, because anytime you see him talking to Judgment Day, he's always talking trash. He is always talking trash about what they need to do, how they ain't worth nothing, they ain't do it right, they didn't do it good enough, they didn't do it like him. Yeah, and Dom hadn't been really saying, you know, we're going to turn on this dude. But Short Skirt McDuffie's been kind of saying it. And, you know, I've been kind of agreeing with it, because every time he come in the room, he's talking trash. They're like, you know what, I don't think you want to be here.
To me, this came down to the only ones that would win this belt was Dominique and Penta. Yeah, Dominique Mysterio.
That's like you said, Dominique.
Dominique. It ain't Dominic. That's what they say. I've heard his name pronounced. I've heard it pronounced.
It's spelled Dominic.
Yeah, I've seen Dominic spelled many a way. I've seen it spelled with a Q, a C, a
his
K.
name.
I've seen 2 M's in it.
So his name is Dominique, like Dominique Dawes.
I heard it pronounced that way.
Okay.
Be honest with you, it was Rey Mysterio that pronounced his son's name. When I heard it, I was like, oh, I'm going to stick with that until I hear otherwise.
All right.
That's really what happened.
It's his boy. There you go.
You know, I heard the first time I heard about it was Jim Cornette talking about, he was like, Dominic is in there and yeah. And then somebody was talking to Ray on some damn short. It's like, oh yeah, Dominique's doing really good. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm sticking with that. It's like how your parents say it is how it's gonna be. You know, mama call him Clay, I'm gonna call him Clay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that's the only reason. But I was like, it's gonna be him or it's gonna be Penta. And I said to Cedra, I said, Braun ain't keeping that belt. I said, I think the match had been going about 30 or 40 seconds. I said, Braun ain't keeping that belt. Because this is what WWE do. Braun should be a dominant champion, not just having, 4 or 5 or however few, brutal title defenses and say, yeah, he's strong and fighting. No, longevity. Gunther built that belt up, and y'all just threw it in the trash. Whoever beat Gunther should have that belt for a good bit. Bottom barrel, at least 6 months.
then it's going to be a long 6-month feud because Braun's going after that.
Yep. It makes sense.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
You ain't gonna drop with that belt, just yeah. And so I was like, let's see how this go. And I was waiting on. I was like, when Dominic turns on Finn, then we're gonna see what goes on with the crowd. You know, so there were some good spots in the match.
Yeah, Dominic and Finn were doing something. They were laid out on the floor, and Braun runs around and sails over them.
And hit Penta
like a freight train.
Shoulder blocked the brakes off of him.
And you know, it looks like he just flew through the air at him. You know, 'cause we don't see him jump. We just see him in the air sailing over bodies.
Braun is epic.
He is.
He's epic, and it's gonna be a while before he get his true due. But man, when he did that, this dude is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't, and I thought he might have hurt himself for Penta doing it. And what he did is the running version of Darby Allin's shoulder block, of his shoulder suicida. That's what Braun's doing.
Yeah, he is. It is. You're right. It's a version. It's just Darby is a special kind of crazy where he commits like 1,000%.
Yep. And they asked him, "How's that feel?" He's like nothing. Like he's not even touching. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Unless he's just that tiny.
He commits 1,000%. So when you see it, it's like, whoa. And he's got great acceleration. But yeah. Dom eventually turns on Finn and Finn catches him.
Yeah, he drop kicked him in the back and the crowd came up.
Yeah, they were happy. I was surprised because Dom's been gutter slime for like the longest.
Yes. I'm going to boo to the point you can't talk. And if you do, we can't hear you.
But it just shows that they dislike Finn that much more.
Yes.
Sometimes Finn's always talking trash.
And then he drop kicked him. And then he went to do the tiger feint kick. And the crowd was like, here we go. And Finn's like, no, Dominique, you ain't, nope. And I was like, okay. And the crowd was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy. And you said they really hate Finn.
Yeah. I mean, how would you feel about somebody as soon as they come into the house, they ain't seen you all day, they walk in the house and start talking trash?
I'm like, what is wrong with you?
You can't even greet anybody? Look at you. You're lost. You're beat up. You didn't even wrestle today, so why are you talking trash to me? That's the kind of stuff that's been going on.
Because you, that's why. So, yeah.
So, Carlito comes out there at one point, doing his thing with his apple, and he's getting ready to do something to Penta up on one of the announce tables.
Man, this was Braun?
Braun gets because there's two announce tables, one for the regular commentary team, one for the Latino team that's speaking Spanish to the Spanish speakers, you know.
You gotta have it.
And so that's where they are on the Spanish speakers table, broadcast team, excuse me. And Carlito's got Penta up there finna do something to him. And Braun gets on the opposing one in the announce desk, runs across it, sails across the distance, maybe about 10 feet, and just spitty spear or shoulder block.
I think he shoulder blocked him.
I think he shoulder blocked the hell out of Carlito. The whole thing collapses, and he hits this big metal thing that is not moving and spins off. Yep. It was incredible.
He did not move, and he hit his, I think it was his left shoulder.
The shoulder blade area.
Yeah. And that arm was hurt after that. He was able to still work, but
I'm sure it was stinging mighty bad.
Yeah, you could tell it was that level of pain where he looked at his arm like, why are you not working? Mm-hmm. And at that point I thought, okay, there was maybe my shoulder dislocated, but it was a pop out back in real quick. It was so quick. Maybe that's what happened to him. And he just like, why are you not working? And he kept going with the match. And ultimately the arm did loosen up. He was able to do things, but he was not using that arm. Not like he should. So maybe there was some partial dislocation. Maybe it was a deep bruise. who knows? It could be a stinger somewhere. That stuff, I've felt those without taking any hits or anything. Just arm go limp, and you're like, what are you doing? Don't do that. And it's got to come back. So maybe that's what happened to him. But yeah, the match kept going, and people were cheering Dominique like the whole time.
I don't remember who he pinned.
I think he pinned. Damn, I can't remember. You didn't write that down?
I wrote down that he won the IC belt. He pinned Finn.
Most likely.
Yeah, it wasn't Penta and it wasn't the other dude. So yeah, he pinned Finn and got the IC belt. And everybody was happy. I mean, ecstatic.
We watched this yesterday and then it's sleep. That's y'all sleep, and then we just got finished watching the last few parts of WrestleMania Night 2, and then got started here. So what's the next one? Let's get through this. The squeaky chair for the win.
Randy Orton, he's out there, he's ready to go. He's got his thighs out, he's ready to wrestle. And like, who's he gonna wrestle? And the doors open, and Joe Hendry's music starts. Joe Hendry, the TNA champion, comes out.
I was like, that belt is gleaming clean.
It's very clean.
Joe looked like a champion.
He's in great shape.
Joe got the crowd behind him.
Yep.
He is loved. He is beloved. He knows how to work, the crowd with his music. It's probably the biggest crowd he's ever been in front of.
Yep.
And that is all the good I got to say about this.
Yeah, it sucked because you knew when he stepped out, you knew what was going to happen. You knew what was going to happen.
And it was worse. It was worse.
He got in the ring and he did not look like a champion. He looked like an amateur who just stepped in the ring for the first time, marveling at the crowd and his opponent.
Joe has been wrestling for a very long time. Long enough where if he wanted to, he could have called that match. That's how long he's been wrestling. Randy's the veteran, so he should call it. He's the heel, so he should call it. Is Joe going to win the match? You just look at the size alone. No, he should not. Ergo, don't put your world champion out there against a non-champion to get skull drug and make your company look like a piece of confetti.
There's so many people they could have put out there to give it a competitive match until Randy got the win, but they didn't do that. They had to squash the championship, the champion, the flagships of another organization.
I wish it was just a squash. Joe Hendry looked like a rank amateur. He looked like he didn't even know how to wrestle. This dude, after all his years, his accolades, and getting the title, he got it from the guy that beat the system in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he got it from Nemeth. This guy is in a match with someone of the caliber of Randy Orton and going to turn his back and smile at the people.
Yep. He did that twice, and both times he got jacked up.
I don't want to watch TNA. That killed it for me. If you are going to disrespect your champion like this, what did he do? Was it related with farm animals? Was it some kind of overseas adult film? And he just got a contract where he says, I got to keep the belt for a year. And they're like, all right, you can keep it for a year, but you're going to suffer. Whose daughter did he get with? Or son?
Or wife?
Or an auntie? Is he an uncle banger? What did Joe Hendry do to get this level of treatment? And if I was TNA, I'd be on the ground. I'm like, you said you take care of my champion. You said you'd help him look good. Randy gave him the pat on the chest, like, yeah, good job. That's a legitimate thing. Okay, cool. But it can also be a small insult, but it wasn't. He did his thing. He looked good-ish. You know, he had nice tights, fresh shave. You know, he had a nice haircut. Belt was shiny, and that was the end of him looking good. If I was TNA, I'd be like, we got to do something. Like, cause we didn't partner up for y'all to humiliate our champion like this. And if Joe Hendry and Randy Orton worked this out in the back, I'd be like, hey, Joe, come here. That belt's beautiful, ain't it? Yeah, that's about the only way you're gonna know it. Mm-hmm. That is beautiful. Give me that. And just take it out. Just you gone. Bye. Because you shouldn't have done that. They could have shortened all those commercials and ads down by half before and after the match, and lengthened his match by twice the amount, and made him look good, and then lose on a screw job or screw finish.
Yeah,
that would have been better. Make your champion like a champion that Orton struggled to beat. But let's go. Let's move on.
Next.
After parading him around, he gave him another ace crusher, and then there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, just you did good. This guy, hey, you're in front of his crowd. Look at you. Yeah, okay, beat you down. Nah, bruh. No. I had to get one of my talent out of a joke company like that. So yeah, to watch it happen in real life again, that don't do me well, not personally. Let's go to the next match.
Next match is Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. I didn't write down much of this. AJ was stellar like always. Logan's a good athlete, but he's a terrible person, so it makes you disinterested in the match altogether.
Yeah, I just don't care. And I said it before, I'll say it again. If Logan Paul wasn't a vile, irredeemable piece of crap, he'd be my favorite wrestler. I just don't have any emotions about. I just can't. I'm just like, he's in the ring and I don't care. I just don't. I think AJ wasted his time. Yeah. I think that he should feel insulted that he had to wrestle him. And if AJ like him, then that must say something about AJ himself. That's about how I feel. I'm like that. I'm drawing lines because Logan is.
And he won. So there you go.
Yeah, it took 25 minutes.
It was a long match. It was just like a self-aggrandizement. It was way too long.
Yes. So, and can somebody answer this? Why is all these wrestlers wearing white? What is going on? I'm like, because if I knew nothing about this, I'd be like, so these are all in the faction, right? But they don't talk about the faction name or what they do, but they all wearing the same.
Wearing white must be successful. The next match was the women's tag team match, and Liv Morgan and Raquel come out. They're the champions. Raquel looked good. I like what she had on. Liv Morgan, they were matching in red. I did not like what Liv had on.
Nope, and she started swishing them hips. I was like, at first I wasn't even looking. I just saw the hip swishing. I said, whoever this is, I hope they fail.
She always does that.
It was just so worse this time. It was just, I was like, I hope you fail. And I was like, who are these, some NXT girls? And I'm just looking up, and I'm like, I don't even recognize. I don't even care. I saw the twirl when she came out. I thought, that was cool. I like that. Swish hips, like I'm trying to throw my hips left to right, like by 45 feet each. I'm like, I don't like you. Just fail. I'm done.
Her outfit was too revealing in the pelvis area. You could tell she had to make sure she got nicely waxed to wear that. It was just, it was
That's
too
why
revealing.
You said that?
Yeah, it was
okay.
It was too revealing in the crotch in the front. And then when she's wrestling, it's just like a inch and a half of material strip covering up all the kibbles and bits. Yeah, it was too revealing.
Okay. Now I see why you said that. I didn't know. I was working on the road. Okay.
And they're supposed to face Lyra, Valkyria, and Bayley, but Bayley got hurt. I guess the day before or something. She got attacked or something, and she got hurt. So her surprise partner was Becky Lynch. And apparently this is Becky Lynch's return. not real familiar with her except for she's the man. So,
Lyra the Valkyria. I liked the wings when she came out.
oh, she did. Yeah, she
I
did.
thought that was beautiful.
Gold and white wings.
And I love the headdress.
Yeah, her hair. She had it back, and it was real foofy and green and white.
She had nice stuff planted in there.
Yeah, little flowery.
I thought it was awesome. I just kept looking at her head like almost the whole match. I was just like, ooh, look at that. That's so cool.
And
it was mesmerizing to me. I was just like, ooh, it's like a bird. And so I was just happy. I had fun with that. And I was like, Becky Lynch is so diminutive in size, but she fights like a brawler.
I mean, you can,
it's like it. Her, how can I say this? Her moxie makes up for her thin shortness. It's literally, she is like a 5'6" giant.
She's not that short. If she's 5'6", then Liv is 5 feet.
Liv is tiny.
She was the second tallest person in the whole match, and Raquel is a giant.
Yeah, and you could see it.
She was the next thickest person there, the tallest. I don't.
No.
Yes.
I swear Lyra's bigger than her, and McDuffie's bigger than Lyra.
No.
Huh.
They're all short. Becky was taller than all of them.
I ain't going on height, but okay.
And Lyra is thinner.
If I was Raquel, I'd be having to ask, well, Raquel, as they pronounce it, I have to ask, where's my career going? Where's my career going? And why is it going there?
Why would she ask that? She was just a tag team champion. She makes money. She's in a faction that gets seen every week. Why would she ask that? She's not short. She's not blonde. She's not going to be the women's champion. And if she is, it's going to be some kind of crap behind it.
There you go.
I mean, the alternative is what, AEW?
She get paid, but she won't get used. You make a lot of money doing nothing.
So Liv seemed like she was scared when Becky came out there.
Because they got history.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, they got history over the women's belt and stuff like that.
They wrestled, and I can't say it was a good match because I haven't been watching her long, but I've seen Liv Morgan work hard, and she did not work hard in this match.
Nope.
She barely showed up.
This match was not even. Was there even a decent build up to this match other than trash talking and?
No, it was a gauntlet that Bayley and Lycaria won, and
that was it.
That was it.
This should have been the first match of the night then.
Yeah, because at least there was some build up for the women's belt.
And then Becky Lynch come out, and I was like, "There's no way they're gonna have her come back and not win these belts."
Yeah,
so.
And that's what happened. They won the belts.
Yep.
Let's see. After that, Stone Cold comes out in the 4-wheeler.
And he's happy.
He is over the moon. And he drives around the ring in the 4-wheeler. And then he drives again. And he runs into the walling and
Boom.
knocks a lady over.
Somebody else dropped a little bit as well. I was like, oh, that was a train wreck.
Mm-hmm. And then he gets in the ring. And he pulls out some note cards. And says that the attendance is sold out, over 63,000.
Yeah, 2,000 more this night, or something.
And then he said, "Bull, I think it's more people. So you want a job done right, you do it yourself." So he starts counting the fans.
1, 2. I was like, really? And I think when he got up to 10 or 11,
he got to 18 and said, "That's bullshit." And
we
started laughing.
He was having fun. I was like, he's been working out too.
Yeah, he was in good shape. And he added up the 2 nights as 124,000 solid ass cats.
I was like, yeah, that video or those videos, yeah, people probably love him.
Him and his cats, yeah, that was, he had a good time.
Yeah.
And then he started calling for the beers, and I think he dumped about 6 beers down his face.
He had fun. He did what he do.
And then after that, he went out there and checked on the lady. And then he started leaving, giving everybody the finger. So, you know,
Yep.
we got Stone Cold.
Yep.
After that is the main event. John Cena comes out. No pyro, no colorful lights. He's got on the black t-shirt, black hat, black towel. He just walks to the ring. Everybody starts off talking about John Cena sucks, and by the time he gets to the ring, they're just kind of making noise.
John, hold up. I'm gonna spoil something for y'all. John Cena's entrance was very indicative of old school Ric Flair's entrance once he had that NWA belt or WCW belt. That was like, that's it. That's Ric Flair. Like, you can't, if he ain't got the belt, you be like, what happened? Somebody steal it? You know, did the fan get it? Because there's no way you should be without that belt. But Flair would have the dark arena spotlight on him. And people don't remember that. That's how that mess was when I was watching. You know, the one or two of his intros was like that. And I thought, man, this is grand. You know, not like the grand spent to go to WrestleMania, but, you know, still. I thought this is like Ric Flair's old school entrance where it's dark everywhere and the only thing you can truly see is me.
Maybe it was by design.
Maybe.
I
mean,
think
well,
he gets
they
in
did
the
it,
ring.
of course.
Huh?
I said they did it, of course.
Yeah. He gets in the ring, takes off his stuff, looks at the crowd disdainfully, and then Cody's intro starts, and there are people on motorbikes riding around and stuff, and then he comes out and he's got like a mask that is the same style as his terrible neck tattoo, but without the color. Looks like, you know, Bone Soldier kind of. And he stands there.
Bone Soldier?
Yeah, you know who Bone Soldier is.
I know.
And he
well, the first one anyway.
The first one, yeah. And he the face mask lifts up. And it was kind of cool, and he's under there grinning. And he walks a little ways, and he takes it off, and he does his normal pyro spiel, and he steps over the mask, and he makes his way down the ramp. Looks good. He's got on the midnight blue, kind of velvety, you know, all sparkly gold, red. You know how he do.
Yep.
Get in the ring, does all the fanfare like he normally does. I'm very excited to be here. He eventually gets out his clothes, but not all of them. But he gets out his clothes.
Yeah, you know, that would be a different type of WrestleMania.
And you know the bell rings.
They showed Brandy and their kid
and his mom, and their kid looks just like him.
Yeah, got the same little cute smile.
Mm-hmm. A little mane of crazy looking curly hair. Feel like Brandy don't know what to do with it. This is all over the place. But she's young, so it's like, you know, you put them together, but they don't stay together long.
Yeah, you know, it's like, look, you should have put that girl's hair together and then get out there. You can't be out there the whole show.
Yeah.
Because then you get what you just saw.
Exactly.
She should know that. She should know that.
Maybe she did, and just like, you know what, I ain't gonna do nothing to it, period.
And I'm gonna tell y'all this. In about 5 years, you ain't gonna be able to recognize that kid.
Nah, you're not.
You're not gonna be able to recognize her. It's freaking awesome.
But he gets in the ring, and they get, you know, the bell rings, and it's a slow start.
Oh no, I gotta back it up.
Oh.
During the ring introduction, Cody was messing with the ring announcer.
Oh yeah, I can't think of her name.
He was so messing with her. It was so funny. Cause he's sitting there just facial expressions and smirking, and then big old cheesy smile and messing with her. And he's trying to pop her. He's trying, and she is looking at him like, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. I enjoyed that. She's like, I'm gonna keep introducing you. I'm gonna go through everything, and I'm gonna slow it down a little bit just to mess with you and show you ain't gonna get to me. And Cody's like, I'm gonna get to you. It was funny. It was the funniest little battle. I've seen Dusty do that with ring announcers. I've seen Dustin do that ring announcers. I've seen Flair and Sting do that with ring announcers. Start messing with them. I think it's funny. I love it. I love it. But yeah, match starts.
It's a
the crowd didn't know how to feel about Cena.
Nah, they didn't.
They didn't. It's
Some were cheering, some won't.
Screw you, Cena. We hate you. Whoa, this is your last match. You ain't too bad. You ain't too bad. That's about what and I told Cena, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. I like, Cena lose this match. I guarantee the crowd will be chanting, "Thank you, Cena." But we don't know. We don't know if that would happen because, truth be told, they don't know what they're doing with John Cena. Cena don't even know what he's doing with himself. They don't. It was announced that this is his last year of wrestling. He mentioned wrestling, for WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and some other ones. Mm-hmm. But then they say WrestleMania is his last match. He says WrestleMania will be my very last in-ring match.
When did he say that?
He said that on I don't know if it was Raw or SmackDown. He was like, "This is
because he's planning to take the belt and go home.
Yeah,
that's not gonna happen.
It's gonna be my last match, and that I'm gonna win the belt, and nothing you can do about it."
Yeah, that's what he said.
His last
match.
Happen.
Are you gonna believe a heel?
It's not when you start talking retirement, and you are the heel. Oh yeah, it's gonna be my last match. It's gonna be my last match. Okay, it's my last year of wrestling. Okay, they say what he wants. They say what they want to say, right? Mm-hmm. But commentary should know.
They don't know nothing,
and that's another problem.
They don't know.
So
nothing.
They could easily do the whole. Cena could be like, "I wasn't retiring, after I did this whole promo about talking down about wrestlers that retired 2 and 3 times and all this. Like, no, this is real, and I'm going away." And it's like, okay. It's like, but you're the heel, and I don't see you really popping up in a lot of streaming anymore. So you might be here for a little bit, bruh. Got to keep your money right. But I'm just saying.
So we'll see. Oh, he made money in Hollywood. His money right.
Those are royalties right now. Once your show is over or that movie is done, your money is on royalties.
Yeah, but he's in Marvel stuff and Fast and Furious. He good.
Yeah. As soon as they
Not
say
Marvel,
we don't
I think
want,
DC. Sorry.
Yeah, we don't want you no more. Then it's like, all right, then we ain't gonna make any more movies. That's what's gonna happen. We'll cut your nets off one way or the other. But go ahead. This match was pretty good.
It was all right. I didn't write a whole lot of notes. I mean, it was.
Did you write down for this one who won?
No. Yeah, I wrote down who won. I wrote down who won.
I don't know because sometimes I wonder.
I wrote down who won the whole time. That's not the problem that you're having. The problem you have is I didn't write down who got beat with Dominic.
So y'all hear that? That little genius right there, girl. Yeah. Now I'm all intrigued.
So
what you gonna do?
It was a slow starting match. John Cena was escaping to the ropes, and they tried to make it seem like, oh, Cody's too quick for him. But eventually, what happened? Cena took over some kind of way.
Yeah, thumb to the eye.
Yeah, and then that was it. And then very slowly and methodically, he was just like, he was picking him apart, and he had more than pacing. It was just, Cody was laying there having to sell for a long time.
Yeah.
While John was looking around and smirking like, look at this dude. This is who you respect. That kind of thing. It was too long. It was like Christian Cage long.
It was indicative of heel Flair and heel Hogan. It was very indicative of those two. And Cena did exactly what I told y'all. Told you. He did it. He did the at first shoulder block, going to his stick. He didn't do the whole "you can't see me." He teased it, and the crowd was gearing up for it, and he could hear it, just as I said he would. And then he didn't do it, and then he did it again. Then he didn't do it, and he was just smiling like, "I got y'all."
Well, he did. He slowly did all the dang shoulder blocks, and when he finally went to do the first "you can't see me," he got thumbed in the eye.
Yeah, that was funny.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, was it intentional or not? Because it's like he tried to do the the shovel, the palm thrust or whatnot
Mm-hmm.
that he does. But it's like I tried to do it, but I didn't know how to not do this part. It's like his hand just got confused. It was weird, but I was like, okay, it's a thumb to the eye, or he didn't know how to do it. But I don't know, it was just weird how it looked. For me anyway, because I was just looking and the hand went up. I was like, did you miss his chin or did you get his eye? Did you hit his jawline? What happened? And it was like, oh, he got him in the eye. And I was like, I guess that's what he was going for.
Yeah. Cena got thumbed in the eye, and Cody, he regained control for a little bit. And then Cena got control again, and he did the, I guess, attitude adjustment off the
off
top
the,
turnbuckle.
that was like the third one, I think.
And he kicked out, and then some more stuff happened, and he had put another attitude adjustment on him, and he kicks out. And then this time he kicks out. This loud music starts.
The ref got squished.
Oh, the ref got squished. Okay, the ref got squished.
You didn't write down those, did you?
I did.
Okay.
I just didn't write down that the ref got squished. But eventually this loud ass music starts playing, and then, like Cedric said, Travis Scott comes out, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, I said that at part. I said you gotta get to the point where I said The Rock and or Travis Scott coming out, and she was like, no, because that's just dumb. And I'm thinking that's exactly why it's gonna happen.
Exactly why it happened. He plays his music. He comes out with a throwback to an old school Mick Foley hardcore belt. He's rubbing it like it's a fresh piece of ass. I'm like, why are you rubbing this thing like you won it yesterday? And then he very slowly walks the long ramp to the ring. Cody's got to lay there continuing to sell. The ref's got to lay there continuing to sell. And John waits like Santa's coming. He's all happy.
But he was also, you can see John, it's like, yeah, but hurry up. You can see. And Travis is like, I'm going to milk this. Like, when that music hit, he came out and he should have stood, count to 10, and start walking down to that ring. Not in a hurry, but not exactly slow either. You know, just above a steady pace.
So he gets there, and something happens, and I guess Cody tries to pin John.
And then
Travis pulls the ref out. And then John just kind of disappears for a while.
Yeah. And
it's just Travis, Cody in the ring.
Yeah. Travis got up on the apron.
And Cody started jaw jacking. Travis got to put on his fake ass belt down. He gets up on the apron.
Cody is mouthing, I remember you. And I was like, okay, we know you remember him. Like, you should.
He gets in the ring.
Somebody blacking my eye and busting my eardrum. I'm never forgetting that.
And they're like, come on, let's go. So Travis attempts something.
Tries to do something. Cody blocks it.
He catches him and then cinches him up for the crossroads. And
he gets it.
He crossroads him.
Travis did all right. And I'm like, you lucky, man. You lucky, Cody. Whatever y'all worked out in the back, be thankful because, man, I wouldn't have been so professional. Man, there had to be some kind of apology and blowing me up and giving me some. You're going to have to make amends with me. Because, man, anything less than satisfaction, you got a serious receipt coming.
Yeah.
Just saying.
The ref was still down, and Travis is out of the way, and Cena reappears. And
he's in the corner.
He's in the corner with the belt. And did he? He
tried, and Cody grabbed it. He's like,
yeah.
He's like, no, Cody, don't do this.
Begging off, don't do it, man. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. And Cody's like, I want to hit you because you're bad, but I love you. You're my hero. I can't do it. So he doesn't do it. And then he gets kicked.
He threw that thing down. No.
And he gets kicked in the balls.
Hooray.
Yeah. Then Cena picks up the belt, hits him in the head. The ref is suddenly okay.
I'm fine.
And Cena pins Cody. He's a 17-time WWE Undisputed of the World Champion or something.
It was a little more than that, y'all. But yeah, he beat Cody. I was like, Cody should kick out, because Superman. But nope. And I'm like, He's the GOAT 17 times. I'm like,
The greatest of all today.
yeah, that's what the T-shirt stand for. You said that. I said exactly the greatest of all today. You can't, because when you call more than one person the greatest of all time, you have lost meaning to that acronym.
Yeah, you need to at least isolate it to one sport. Like Serena Williams, they call her the GOAT. They're not really calling anybody else the GOAT in tennis.
Nope.
And she's retired. It's gonna take a minute for somebody as good as she was and probably still is to this day, to be honest about it. So yeah, you can't just throw around the GOAT like that. You
can't call Michael Jordan the GOAT. Yeah, at cheating, he's the GOAT. And but they call somebody else that. And I was like, well, now it's lost meaning. Because they're the greatest of all time. When you give that title to more than one person, then it lost meaning.
Well, so you're the greatest of the ones playing now. And of the ones who played before, somebody else is the greatest. But that's really long. So they're not going to say it like that.
Hear he, hear thee.
Yeah, really.
It's like, crap. Yes, this long scroll that goes down the street. I have to say this to cover everything.
I never really was feeling Cody as a champion. So I didn't really have anything invested in this match. And I think the whole build-up was kind of weird the way they did it.
It was, yeah.
This had a weird build up.
I didn't mind too much how this match went. I wanted Cena to win, and Flair, honestly, if you go with world belts, he's won that they wouldn't recognize. He's really about a 21-time world champion. There are switches that they had to make because of crap that happened and stuff like that. And their belts he's won in other places. He's pretty up there. So they are not even close. Cena's got some time to go. But so long as you put into the air over and over that someone's 17-time champion, yeah, cool. Because now that's the new number to beat, and that is going to take some years for someone, I don't know, Randy Orton to do it, because he's closest, or Triple H come out of retirement or some crap like that. No, he can't because it's like, yeah, but he might because ego. Truth be told, you want to know who the better champions are if you want to go by anything. It's not how many times you won it. It's how long you kept it. And people in the era of Lou Thesz who would keep a belt for a year or two or 3 or 4 or 7. Or there are people out there that I don't know if the person's died or not, but he had a belt and it's going on 10 or 15 years now, if not longer, because he had the belt and no one ever beat him. The company went under, and there you go. Never lost it. So it's stuff like that. Roman Reigns was champion, 4 years?
Something like that.
Something like that. He would be seen better than that then, because he had it one time. Gunther, IC belt. Honky Tonk Man. Just saying. There's some people out there. It ain't about how many times you held it, it's how long you've held it and who you've wrestled to defend it. So think about that, y'all. So you about ready?
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's all we got. So this has been Cedric Procedure for CRWC commentary on WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Want y'all to like, share, subscribe, click that bell so that we can see you next time.